Yeah, in regards to the older folks who rip on millennials, this has been the case from the beginning of time. I'm sure the greatest generation ripped on the silent generation ripped on the baby boomers ripped on Gen X, and Gen Xers and everyone else is ripping on millennials and probably the next generation, which is Gen Z. From my experience, because I went to junior college for 2 years back in the 2013 to 2014 and 2015 years, I've gotten through the phase of being frustrated with millennials and then understanding them. It really isn't their fault when it comes to being distracted, because you know what? I see it on Facebook. I see it on Instagram. People from my age group, the 43 and up crowd, the 40 and up crowd, 50 and up crowd, they tend to film anything and everything. They will shoot, they will take pictures, they will announce over the smallest things, and they'll just announce it on Instagram or Facebook. So I don't buy that. I tend to side on the millennial side when it comes to being a little bit more on the forefront when it comes to being business savvy. Yes, absolutely. But they did learn from us. But in regards to, there are some stereotypes that are when they feel privileged. And the main reason why they feel privileged is because they were raised privileged. That's a big difference. Okay. Classic example. If your father makes 50 grand, your mom makes 30 grand. And your parents still support you to this day when it comes to buying you clothes. It may not be the same type of privilege coming from Beverly Hills, but it is at maximal and optimal effort to your parents. So therefore, you still act privileged even though the income doesn't match to what is seen as privilege. So for me, thank goodness I went through that phase of understanding and passed the fire of just putting down millennials. I have two good friends. I like to think they're my friends, Justin and Zach, who have both worked on the productions. But, there's a little bit more than maybe a 20-year gap, or at least a 15 to 20-year gap. And I feel like I can count on them. I'm sure they learn from me. I learn from them. So if you really look at yourself in the mirror, and if you do the same stuff that people do on social media, then you know what? Your opinion on millennials is wrong. I'm not trying to be a homer about them because I've worked with them. I just feel like I try to understand them a little bit more, because after going back to junior college and learning Pro Tools and how to operate a digital camera to join this new neo-digital world, I've had the opportunity to really get to know them, and a lot of them come from a good place and a good heart.